Today I've been a little stressed out, so I want to sit down today and film a tutorial. The other day I managed to get my hands on the new Subculture palette by Anastasia, and I had recently created a look using this palette, but I only ended up using a couple of the shades. It was part of the review. The first part of that video was looking at the palette and the colors, and then the second part was creating like an olive, almost military inspired look. So today I had mentioned that I wanted to dive deeper into the palette and have an opportunity to use more colors, that if I just try to do a look one day, I don't know, I feel like it would take quite a while to get through all of these colors doing all different kinds of looks. So I wanted to sit down today and just sort of play with makeup. I want to try to use literally as many colors as I can in this palette in one look. What that means is I'm not necessarily creating a wearable look, probably not something I'd actually go out in, but just a look to, again, play with more of these shadows. Let's get rid of these bra straps because I feel like they're really obnoxious. So if you want to see what kind of look we come up with today, then please keep watching. By the way, I'll be watching Manny MUA on YouTube. He just posted world's most overhyped lipsticks, and they're from, I don't remember what brand he said. I'm trying to see if it's on, it's not in his description, so no biggie. It's just a good video. So first, my skin is completely bare. I was working outside all this morning, so the first thing is to start with my foundation, or rather my primer. And I think I'm gonna keep you guys on for this. I think it's been a couple tutorials since I've actually shown the face routine. Oh no, I'm good. I thought I forgot to wet my beauty blender, but we're good. It is dirty. I did just use it, so apologize for that. But like I was saying, I don't think I've done a full routine with you guys on camera for a while, so we'll just start with my Benefits Professional. Now, I still am currently in the market for a new primer. It just hasn't been a priority, and since Anastasia's palette came out, I decided that I already, had a primer that I liked. I do want to try to find a different brand. Not only am I trying to find a sticky primer, but I'm also not trying to use Benefit because I found out recently that they're not cruelty free, including Sephora brand. Now don't get confused, some people get a little bit mixed up. Supposedly, I'm not 100%, but supposedly the Ulta brand is cruelty free, but the Sephora brand is not. So if that's a really big factor in the makeup that you buy, just keep that in the back of your mind. Since I'm only going to be wearing this look for a couple hours at the most, I'm just going to use a little bit of foundation. I think instead of using my NARS one, I'm just going to use my MAC Studio Fix simply because it's a little bit cheaper. The NARS one is expensive. It's great, but I don't love using it all the time. I do, but I don't. And just to give it a little bit more opaqueness, because I honestly didn't use a lot. I actually don't have much in here. However, okay, the one time that I go for that little spatula tool I had, I can't find it. I was gonna say, I can probably scrape this. I can probably get a little bit more out at least. But I am gonna mix it with my Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation in a cool light 46. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm not getting a lot of coverage, and maybe it's just because I am used to using the NARS one. Like, it did cover up most of the redness in my face. There are just a couple of blemishes, and like right here I'm seeing a patch of red that is not covering. Maybe I just need a tiny bit more foundation concentrated in this area. That's a little bit better. But again, I'm not too worried about it. I want most of this video to be on the eyeshadow. So we're gonna move on, adding my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer to my usual spots, which means underneath the eyes, little on the nose, center of the forehead. Oh, fine lines that drive me nuts. A little bit on the chin. I feel like I just need to move a little closer to the camera because I have a hard time seeing. I definitely need to get myself some glasses because my vision is only getting worse. I think I need a little bit of concealer. Oops. Right here on my eyes, I tend to get this kind of purple discoloration. And I am using this e.l.f. brush that I picked up at the drugstore the other day. And I kind of poke fun at it because it was marketed as a concealer brush, and I was like, okay. But I spoke too soon. I mean, I will personally continue to use it as a eyeshadow brush for like detail. Probably use it today. I can see how it can come in handy for stubborn areas like that. Now I'm gonna give the foundation and the concealer just a moment to soak into my skin, because if you apply your powder a little bit too early, it's gonna cake up on you or crease. So literally just a minute or so. So I'm gonna move on to my eyebrows because that will be next. I will do them off camera because I'm not using a product that I particularly love, which is the pomade from Anastasia, but I really love the brush. So maybe I'll start including my eyebrows in my tutorials once I have products that I do love. But until then, I will always have like a full face and a brow link right in my description if you want to see another couple tutorials. Let's go ahead and set my powder using my Airspun Loose Translucent Powder. And I'm gonna leave the powder as is. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows, and I will just show you again the product that I'm using, which it's good. It's just, I have a lot to talk about this thing, but this is what it looks like. It's just another video. And I'm going to be using an angle brush to apply it. So see you as soon as my brows are done. All right, my brows are filled in, and I swear to you guys, it's a nightmare every time. Like, I don't know if it's because I talked about this product negatively before I tried to use it, but this time was like the hardest time I had to fill in my brows. So if they're not even, or like this one might be too dark, just so I'm gonna dust this powder away. So I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna try to start off traditionally and then just add color as we go. So I'm gonna start off with one of the lightest shades in this palette, which is this nice, I think, crease or transitional shadow. So I'm gonna pick up Dawn on this Forever brush, Forever 21 brush. It came in a set of 5, and I'm still using them. And I did mention in my first tutorial, it's a little bit powdery. This one is as well. I can't remember if I used this one in particular in my last vlog, but there are a couple that I do know for sure. So I'm gonna just start sweeping this color right into my crease, and I'm gonna work it up to our brow bone because I gotta fit in a lot of colors. I do have bigger lids, but colors tend to take up a lot of my space. So just like the other colors in this palette so far, I find this one to be very pigmented and easy to blend. I will be switching to a fluffier crease brush in just a moment to blend a little bit better, but just using this brush, it's working quite well. Using the brush that came with the palette itself, I'm gonna use the fluffier side. With no product on it, I'm just going to blend this out. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it blended nicely in the beginning, but using a fluffier brush, it's blending even nicer, so pretty good so far. What's next? I guess we're gonna use Fudge here, which is a chocolatey warm brown. And you know what? I'm actually gonna use the same brush because it has a nice angle to it, so I'm gonna work this into my outer V. This is a new color that I've used, and same kind of powdery, kind of flakes off as you dip your brush in, but I don't think we're not gonna get that with any shadow, so I'm gonna move past that. Wow. Super, super pigmented, and I've had chocolate eyeshadows, that sounds weird, but chocolate looking eyeshadows and palettes before, and they weren't as, they didn't apply very well. This one, wow, 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 wow. So I'm just pretty much keeping it pretty concentrated in my outer V. I'm just working it slightly into my crease, but only about halfway. Just to soften it a little bit, I'm gonna take the Anastasia brush again and just blend out those edges. Seems to be blending really, really, really nice. It's not becoming muddy, which is always a good thing. It's just blended. I don't know what look we're gonna come up with today, but it is not gonna be a natural one, I can tell you that much right now. So we are 2 shadows in, and I'm actually not experiencing that much fallout, which I think was a complaint about this palette. Yet we have a lot of brighter colors that I have not tried yet. They could have fallout, but so far we're pretty clean underneath the eyes. I think we're gonna start working on the lid, but I think I think the easiest way to make these colors work the best that they can is working from the outer corner toward the inner corner, so we can kind of go dark to lighter. Whew, okay, well, I'm gonna pick up the next darkest color then, in that case, which is Rowdy, which is like a nice deep purpley plum. So excited to use this color for fall. Don't get me wrong, love summer, but fall, girl, is my ish. Ooh, this is so pretty, and like it almost looks like a midnight blue on your lid, and like different lighting. You like, I don't know, sometimes it looks more purple, sometimes it looks more blue. This one, let me bring you in a little bit closer. This one we are getting a little bit of fallout, but that is the most fallout that I've gotten so far. You can expect that though, it's such a dark color, so I'm gonna just wipe it away. Oh, uh-oh. I didn't apply almost any pressure, and I am getting a little bit of stain right there, so I will have to go back over it with my concealer, which I don't like doing because I do have powder on. Let me see if I can't fix it with a little bit of powder. All right, we're gonna come back to that. It's not gonna be super distracting. I don't know why I thought that would do anything, but we're moving on. Once we have Roxy applied, I'm not gonna blend the crease yet because I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with it, so I'm gonna leave it kind of blended at the moment. We'll probably go back into Fudge, which was that brown color, and go over the edges. But let's keep working on the lid. So I'm actually gonna take a little tiny bit of baby white while I have it here and get rid of that fallout. This area is gonna look a little bit lighter. I just had to re-powder it, so don't mind that for just a moment. This is like the most I've talked today. I feel like I should get some water or something because my throat is so dry. Moving on, Axis keeps speaking to me, and I haven't tried it yet, so I really want to try this color next. So I actually just wiped this brush off on that same baby wipe, but we're gonna take this one up next, and we're pretty much gonna do the same thing with Roxy, just a little over. But as Roxy and Axis meet, we're gonna mix the two in the middle. This blue-green color is so pretty. However, I don't feel like it's as pigmented as Rowdy was. Like, I feel like I'm using a little more eyeshadow to achieve the same opaqueness. But once you actually have the color on there, it's so pretty. I need some water. I'll be right back. Sorry, I thought now would be a great idea to eat a Tootsie Roll. I don't know. It made my mouth water like crazy. And I definitely said I was gonna get a water, but what I was saying before I decided to stuff my face is that what I really like is both of these colors I just used on my lid are both dark, but you can tell the difference between the colors. Sometimes I feel like when you use similar colors and they're both just as dark, they can kind of blend into each other and then they almost look like just one color. So I like how you can tell the difference. I'm gonna wipe this. Oh, why are you not coming off now? That was actually terrifying. I'm like, oh. All right, what is gonna be our next color? And I'm actually going to switch brushes now. This is another e.l.f. one that I picked up, which was great. These brushes are $2 and they're fantastic, but this is like a really dense flat shader brush. I got it for more so underneath my eyes, but in this case, because I want it to be, we're using so many colors, I want to use a smaller, more precise brush like this one. I think next we're gonna go into Destiny here, which we have used. This was one of the colors I used in the first tutorial, but again, I'm going to pack this on the lid, and oh, you were just as beautiful as the first time, boo. Yes! I have wanted for a really long time a green like this, so I am just so excited that I have finally have one in my collection. This is gonna be a good autumn. Alright, I think I'm gonna do it. I've been dying to touch both of these orangey yellow shades, so we're gonna start with the more orangey one, which is New Wave. Same brush, just wiped off. This one actually doesn't seem as powdery as the other one. Still a little bit of fallout, but not bad. This, oh my, mustard. Actually, the other one is more mustard, but this is so pretty. I have a new thing with orange eyeshadows since I've kind of gotten over my, not fear, but just I didn't feel confident using this shade. Now, you know, I want to expand my creativity with makeup, so having this shade sparks so many ideas. Because this one is lighter, I just really want to make sure that the middle of these two shadows blend. Not really getting much more fallout underneath my eyes so far, which is good. Oh my gosh, like the moment it goes on is... Okay, I'm getting a little bit of... I'm having a hard time making these two blend because this one is like Destiny. Like doesn't want to be covered. It's like, nope. So I'm adding a little more shadow to make it blend a little bit better, I guess. Oh, I can't get these two to cooperate. Or maybe my brush is just getting a little bit too wet, so the shadows are like more pigmented in areas because it's wetter. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna start wiping this on skin, literally, because I'm gonna take a shower after this. Alright, honestly, I'm having a real hard time getting the same, like this eye is just not, what? Which is kind of making me question the new wave's blendability. I'm kind of curious to maybe, when I do a look with this color more concentrated, I'm just, what's going on? I don't know, this side looks more orange than this one. Am I just crazy? I literally, what? Did I accidentally use edge? I'm not sure. Maybe I did. Whoops. Okay, we're gonna go into edge next, which is our mustard color in this palette, and put this right up to our tear duct. Yeah, I think I must have at some point dipped my brush in the edge while doing this eye because it's like, it's matching. Honestly, you guys, I was kind of expecting like a wicked ugly look, but it's not half bad. I need another Tootsie, but I'll wait. All right, let's take a look at the palette and see what we haven't used yet. I don't want to add too many more shadows on the top lid because I want to make sure that you do see everything. I am seeing a little bit of fallout that I didn't notice before. That probably honestly just came from me trying to blend that so much and adding eyeshadow, so that was probably user error. But the colors I have not used are Adorn, All-Star, Mercury, and Roxy. I've used all the rest on the bottom row. We can make this work. So I think I'm gonna save Roxy, Adorn, and All-Star for the bottom lid because I feel like they would go better. This slate gray, however, I'm gonna try to incorporate into our top lid right now. So I'm gonna use that brush that I use as a concealer brush, and I'm gonna take Mercury, and I'm gonna actually just create a line right in my crease. Just keeping it on the inner half though, because we are about to go in and now blend now that I have an idea of what it's gonna look like. And I don't necessarily want to blend that line, but I just want to make it a little less harsh than just a line of eyeshadow. Oh gosh, just look at this. This is the outcome of me trying to blend that out. Although this brush holds so much product, oh my gosh. Oh no! Oh, I must have put my hand down on my primer because I just squeezed a bunch of it out. Every time I get a new one, something happens to it. Go over there so you're safe. So using this brush, I'm pretty much gonna make the same windshield wipe motion I did to apply it. So it's not really blending, again, staying in the same place. I'm just softening it up. And then to finally blend this out, I'm going to be going back into Fudge and applying this right on the edges of the shadow and then blending it out. If it helps to blend, just raise up your eyebrows slightly so you can get right in there. And then to give it just like one final blend, I'll be using the Anastasia brush. Okay, that is where it kind of got a little bit darker and a little bit messier, but it's okay. Alright, for the bottom lid, I'm going to be using again the three colors that we have not yet. So I'm going to start on the outer corner. So I'll be picking up All-Star. I'm going to sweep this right underneath the lash line. I'm going to bring it in about halfway. This one is honestly probably the least pigmented of the darker shadows that I use. I'm kind of happy that I didn't use it on my lid because I feel like it would have been maybe a bigger disappointment compared to the other ones. It's a beautiful, like, maroony plum shade, but I am having to add quite a bit of shadow to get a really good pigment out of it. And I am getting a little bit more fallout. Then I'll be picking up a Roxy, which I think is closest to All-Star. Just a nice, like, soft, corally pink. I may actually push Roxy back just a little bit, because I still have two colors that I want to use. We're looking a little crazy at this point. Then for the inner tear duct, we're going to be picking up the very last shade we have not used, which is Adorn, which I believe is their only metallic. Yeah, because the electric and cube are both duochromes, which ironically we're going to use both of those next. But Adorn, we're going to place right in our tear duct. Now there was something online about being able to use this product as a highlight. Maybe not from my skin tone, but I can totally see myself using this to create a really sultry and soft copper smoky eye. I must say with the metallic, it seems to be maybe one of the softest eyeshadows. Like I'm pressing into it and it's kind of pushing down a little bit. Even the mattes are actually quite soft in this palette. Then just so I can say that I've used all of the eyeshadows in this palette, let me make sure of that. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna be taking up Electric, and I don't really have a place for her, but we're gonna make it work. I guess I'll place her pretty much in the center of my lid. Oh. Oh yeah, okay. Use your finger for that. I think I'm gonna use, like, with the duochrome and metallic ones, I think I'd use them, apply them with my finger, and then blend them out using a brush. I feel like maybe the heat of your fingers makes it even softer and allows it to blend a little bit easier versus a synthetic, cold, heartless makeup brush. That was a little dark, but we have Electric on. Last but not least, we have to highlight our brow bone, and I'm gonna be using Cube here. Alright, so we officially have all the eyeshadows from this palette on our eyes. Not the prettiest look, but individually these are gorgeous shadows. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my eyeliner and pop on my lashes. We'll do a little bit more to the face, and then I'll talk to you guys soon. Alright, so my eyeliner, my mascara, and my eyelashes are done. I use way too much glue on that. But I figured while I wait for it to dry that we can move on. I also did bronze up my face just because it takes a few minutes, but I did use Becca's bronzer in Capri Coast. So I wanted to line my eyes, but I didn't want to do white and take away from the eyeshadow, so I'm just gonna use this, it's still a jumbo eye pencil, but this is in the one called Sparkle Leopard. Oh my gosh. So it's just a nice, really coppery color. It just reminded me a lot of Adorn that we have on the inner tear duct. So figured it would kind of go with the theme a little bit. So a little bit right on our waterline. I have no idea what I want to do for like blush. Like what? You know what though? They were saying some weird stuff about being able to use some of these as highlighters and some of these as blushes. If I remember correctly, they did say that you could use Roxy, New Wave, and All Star as blushes if you really wanted to. So because I don't really have a color that would complement this very well, we're gonna use New Wave as a blush too, just to see if it's really. Now I guess you could apply it with your fingers because using a big brush I was having a hard time just picking up New Wave. I'm so afraid because I feel like this color was so pigmented and it was the one that was having the hardest time blending, so don't knock it till you try it though. Here we go. It's not like I'm going anywhere. And I have mascara. Oh my god. Thank God I didn't make plans today. I kind of knew that this look probably wasn't gonna look, you know, natural. But I didn't expect it to look this crazy either. I just took whatever I had and moved it over to this cheek. And honestly, it's more than enough. Oh my gosh, hopefully I can... What? There wasn't even black. There's no black on my fingers. Where? This video is straight up cursed. Anastasia was like, no! In a nutshell, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to blend this blush. It's not budging. Like that little patch right there, it's not budging, so I'm just gonna have to add some more and blend it out. I feel like once it sits there, it just doesn't want to budge. This is the only eyeshadow that I have the most complaint about, and I'm kind of bummed out because I really was excited for the shadow. I will still use it, but I'll probably just concentrate on an area where I don't really have to blend it out because she doesn't like to blend. Ugh. I look crazy. I look crazy. It's just, this is. Oh, by the way, I am not doing my hair today either, so there's that. I was really hoping that mascara and eyelashes would save this look, which it mostly would do, but this is just a lost cause. So we're going to finish off with the lips. I'm not even sure if I have anything for lips. I have maybe a couple of options. I mean, I have Aquarius. Let's see. Let's swatch a couple of colors on the back of my hand to compare them. Alright, Aquarius is too pink. We have Speed Dial, which is like a coral. Still won't go. Honestly, I wish I had like a mustard lipstick at the moment. This is why I buy like unpractical makeup, because I know there'll be one day that I could use a mustard lipstick. At the time, I probably like, I don't need that, but I don't know, you guys. I have no idea. Actually, you know what? One of my most popular videos on my channel for some reason are the nabby lipsticks, and I haven't used them in a while. Let me see if I can't pull up a couple. You know what's funny? I haven't pulled out these colors in so long, but I actually like did several videos. I have the nabby regular lipsticks, and then I have a full thing of the nabby matte lipsticks, and I have to have something in here that would somewhat go with this look. I just remember swatching a lot of like corals and stuff, so I'm just gonna do a bunch of swatches on the back of my hand until I find a good match. But that's so strange. What? And I think this is, yeah, I think this is the one that I want to use or somehow mix. So this is the nabby, oh, and I have nabby matte lipsticks as well. I thought I had, maybe I have both regular and matte. This one happens to be a matte, but I was laughing at it because it's literally packaged backwards. Like, do you see that? The angles don't match up. But it's an orange, and I was looking for an orange, so we'll probably just tone it down with another color, but I want like an orangey. I was shooting for like an orangey yellow, but I don't really have anything that looks like that. So we'll start with this on as a base. And it is quite sheer. I do remember that. They don't have like the longest, I mean, they're not super, I mean, they're really, really cheap. You do get quite a bit of product with just one swipe. But like I said, it's very, very sheer. It doesn't feel super comfortable either. I usually use these lipsticks for more of just videos or pictures, which is why they probably have been tucked away. All right, so there's our base, and it honestly is such a pretty color. I wish these were just a little bit better, I guess. But we need to tone it down because it's just way, way, way too bright. I feel like Speed Dial. I'm looking for something, what am I looking for? We're gonna do a little bit of experimenting, I guess, to get a good color. So I'm gonna take this NYX Simply Nude lip cream and go right over it and hopefully get like a lighter lip. So I lightened it up. It's definitely still orange. I'm gonna take a little piece of baby wipe here and blot it, just because there's so much product on my lips. Yeah, it's like, it's not very comfortable at all. Like, I couldn't keep this on for very long, but I think that's the lipstick that we're gonna go with, because what else are we gonna come up with? I don't know. So that was me trying all of the eyeshadows from Anastasia. I know this look is crazy, it looks crazy, but that was kind of the point of it. Like I said in the beginning, I really just wanted a chance to be able to use all of the eyeshadows and see what they actually look like. So that way in the future, when I'm looking for inspiration for new looks for you guys, at least I kind of know what I have in my collection, and I know what it's gonna look like, and I know how it blends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little video I decided to do with this palette. If you did, please go ahead and leave a like on my video, and if you don't want to miss any new videos, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!